Okay, Painting 2 class, for your one assignment for today, I'm going to have you do a quick painting of something that Andy Warhol, the artist, did. This is one example. This is shoe, and let me show you a couple others. Notice the style that these are. Okay, also they're all women's shoes. You don't have to use a women's shoe. But what I want you to do is use a shoe that you have at home. It can be yours, it can be somebody in your family's shoe, any shoe that you have at home. Maybe not flip flops, though. Those might be a little too simple. But notice the pattern effects that these have. This first one had some crazy flower stuff coming out of it. Notice that the colors are pretty plain and simple, but see all the texture in them. A little bit of outlining detail, which if you want to, you can do in with ink. If you have some kind of drawing pen or Sharpie, or you can do that with paint. This one has, mostly just flat color, but then lots of detail painted or printed over it. And so, yeah, choose a shoe and do it in this style and use these as reference examples. What I'm going to be looking for is pattern and texture, or both. Right? You can have, like this one has lots of texture in the brownish paint and lots of detail with the flowers. This one's a little bit more textured with the black details rather than in the colored paint. And this one has a lot more of a pattern effect. So focus on pattern, texture, and you're not going for realism here, although the shape of the shoes, the proportion of the shoes should be realistic, all right? But the shading of the shoe, the form of it, all that kind of stuff does not have to be realistic. And real quick, a couple more things you need to know. So in your sketchbook, that's where I want you to do this with acrylic paint. You can add ink with a Sharpie marker or something if you have that, but try to make the shoe, fill up the page pretty well. And if you turn in one that's this big, then I'm not going to give you full credit. But bigger shoe, fill up the space. This is something that should take no longer than half an hour, so don't make it take forever. Get a photograph of that taken when you're finished and turned in, and that will be one assignment that goes in the grade book.